Hi, y'all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy Jules from YouTube Zero Discrimination, as well as GypsyDigs.com, and myself, Amanda Jigger Degaz. And apparently, I have forgotten how to talk. Um, all right. So, yes, everyone. Hello, it's Monday night. We have special guest Joanna Laznicka on tonight from Focus Speed, and she'll get into that, and it's pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm going to skip it over. Hey, Gypsy, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Been a
Oh,
great, beautiful day here in Texas. It just started raining though. Um, how's the weather been there?
we have had a couple beautiful days. I actually got out metal detecting yesterday. Yay!
Oh, finally. Oh my gosh. I bet you are just, well, I bet I know you've been chomping at the bit to get out, but tell us about what you found, where you went, or whatever.
Yeah, so right before the ground froze, we got permission to a new area of the property that we hadn't done before. It's a cornfield. Prior to that, it was a giant field, just haying field, and they plowed it and planted corn last year, and we got the okay to detect it. So that was a field that I was detecting as the ground froze, and then couldn't wait to get back because it was like every time I go out, I was definitely finding a handful of things. This past Sunday, I got out and found a thimble, four buttons, musket ball, an ox knob, all the relic things. I did not get on top of a coin. Um, the wind was pretty crazy, but I was out there for about 2.5, 3 hours, just getting back to it. And a lot of it is actually under like it's mud. So I couldn't do a pretty good section of it, but to be able to get my shovel in and flip the dirt without it being frozen, a foot down, I was pretty excited. So, how
Wow.
about yourself?
Well, let's see. I know I've been out a couple times metal detecting, I guess, since, well, let me think about that. I had my hunt. And then after that, I got out a few times just kind of along the river with some of my buddies that helped me at my hunt afterwards. But we didn't really, let's see, we didn't do any metal detecting. But then yesterday, I didn't get out metal detecting, but um, my friend Jackie and I, we went, took her to a creek in Fort Worth. Well, in Texas, I've told you about it many a time. And as soon as you come to Texas, we're going because we
Hmm.
had an epic day. We really did have an epic day. Um, we both found some mystery coins that we weren't sure, and I had to we soaked them all last night, and because this used to be an old dump, a lot of this stuff went through an incinerator. And even if it made it through the incinerator or got side tossed, uh, a lot of it would have debris on top of it, you know. And
Yep.
so with that high heat, it would stick to the stuff. So it's just really hard to get all the gunk off. So I had soaked stuff last night and noticed this high relief on this one coin that I found. That at first I thought, oh, it's a quarter size, it's just a little cattywampus. Um, and then started cleaning it, and I sent you a photo of it right before, and I
Hmm.
think I sent our guest one, and I swear it looks like a a Roman coin to me.
It does.
Um,
It
it's
does.
almost a quarter size. It's a little odd shaped, and it's very thick, and I think it's bronze. It almost looks gold, but I think it's that color because it's been in the tumbler. I mean, it could be brass, but I know that Roman coins a lot of times are bronze, but it does look gold getting it polished. But I haven't got the back cleaned up, but it does look like appear to be Roman numerals. So I am not sure. I'm ecstatic that I don't know what I have. I can't wait to get it more cleaned up so I can identify, hopefully get a positive identification. But already I've been scoping out some coins online that look very, very, very close. So, oh my gosh, if that's what it is, who knows? You never know what you're going to find for sure when you're out and about and metal detecting or treasure hunting, as you know, especially even with your mudlarking stuff. But also, Jackie found her first ring. It looks like it may be gold-plated.
Nice.
We're getting it cleaned up as we go, so she's really excited about that. And she also found a mystery coin, and we're cleaning it up, and we're thinking it may be a token. We're still not 100% sure. Now we see the word seal on it, so we're thinking it could be a state seal token of some sort. Just not sure yet. But some of this we're having to tumble because the stuff is just so caked on and burnt on. Even some of it has glass burnt into it as well. So what else did we find? She found a piece of jewelry. We're not sure yet. It does look like it has a stone in it. I don't have my diamond tester with me, so I'm bringing my diamond tester next time, test it for her, see if it's a diamond. It does look kind of like Art Deco style. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking it looks like white gold to me. It's either silver or white gold, but I'm leaning on the white gold. Anyway, just some really cool finds. So that video should be coming out very soon. And then I also did my first coin roll hunt this last, right before my hunt, and I haven't had a chance to upload that video. And I've been so busy with all this other stuff, but hopefully next week I will, or maybe tomorrow I'll get to catch up with doing some editing, and then I still have my hunt, which I can't wait to introduce our guest, because my hunt wouldn't have been possible without our guest helping me out so much. We'll talk more about what all she does, and that's enough about me. Why don't we bring in our guest? You want to go ahead and reintroduce her here?
Absolutely. Everyone give a warm welcome to Joanna Laznicka from Focus Speed. Hey.
Hi. Nice to meet everybody. It's great to have you on. We appreciate you being here. Where should we start?
I know.
Well, let's start out with where you're from. I know we've got, Amanda way over there in Maine and me way over here in Texas, and you're on the other side of the U.S. over there. Go ahead and let everybody know where you're from and maybe how long you've been metal detecting or treasure hunting.
I'm in Orange County, California, ironically exactly where the Housewives of Orange County is filmed. And that is basically Southern California between LA and San Diego. And I would be in basically what's called South Orange County. We have the beaches here, the hills here, and most of the area has been developed after 1960. It was basically ranch land before that.
Oh, okay.
And how long have I been detecting? I just actually looked it up because I couldn't even remember. It's been 8 years now.
Wow, that's great. And so when you first got into metal detecting, or, you were living in California? Is that correct?
Yeah, but when I first came up with the idea to detect, I was actually in Canada visiting my family. And, I started researching detectors up there. And I spent almost a year researching detectors because I was so nervous as a woman getting into this hobby. I didn't know how I would be perceived, right? Didn't know anybody in the hobby. Didn't know into a store I could walk in. I just wanted to feel a detector in my hand. So that was kind of scary. I'm about to buy something but don't even know if I'll enjoy it. And I narrowed it down to Tesoro Mojave detector, and I was so glad I narrowed it down to using such a basic detector because it taught me to appreciate sound, appreciate, really, really hearing the nuances in the sounds and two little buttons. From there, I went to an Equinox, and that was like, as somebody, when I first turned on the Equinox and tried it, I was really, really scared that I made the wrong choice because all the different beeps and sounds, and I turned to another detector and said, please, this is scary. And he said, yeah, the Equinox is like R2-D2 making love because the amount of noises that come out of it. Yeah. And so that was a real shocker, going, single frequency to multi-frequency. It took me a bit to understand it and learn it. And now I still use the Equinox, but I also use the Legend a lot. I really like the Legend. And I also have an AT Pro and an Apex as well.
Wow. Awesome. You've got a nice variety there. So
Yeah.
do you mainly metal detect the beaches? Do you do both?
I used to mainly metal detect the... Yeah, so I used to mainly metal detect the beaches, and then somebody that, maybe will be listening, maybe not, suggested I would enjoy parks that it would be more challenging for me and to start looking for older items. At that point, I still didn't think Orange County could have older items because we're ecstatic. Most detectors here, if we get a coin that's past the 60s, right? So to hear you could get coins in Orange County that are older, from the 20s and 40s, that was a whole other concept for us. And this man really suggested you could do this, and he brought me under his wing and taught me on how to park detect for older items. And then I took it to a next level to try finding parks that you wouldn't think are old, but are actually old, and hunting down, areas, small, it could be a small little patch of grass no one even realizes is old, and to be able to find items that are, Victorian from, I have one item from the 1700s. I have various, older coins, all found in areas no one thought you could find anything old. That's been what I've really focused on now is how can I really push an area of land to find history when everybody says it lacks history.
Now, are you going about researching, like going to the library, using any online sources or anything like that to find some of these older?
Definitely. So I started like every detector using maps and aerials, but now I've even taken it further by using survey markers and the survey marker database on the internet from the government, as well as talking. This is an interesting one. But this could be geographic. Talking not to, so historians are great, but I have found people who have more research than historians